first things first. Let's cheers.
Cheers, man.
Appreciate you having me in the garage, bro.
Salud.
Cool. All right, guys. So that's how we initially start off the podcast. But appreciate everyone tuning in right now. It's the Bruce713 podcast, I guess you could call it. It's a little warm out here in Houston. I'm dealing with crazy humidity from all this like weather changing, rain coming, sunny skies. But I got somebody with us. We're going to talk about his build behind us. You can't really tell right now, but I want you to introduce yourself, bro. Let them know.
My name's Lewis. I drive a 1984 Buick Regal. I'm from Houston, Texas.
Born and raised.
Born and raised, man. I'm a native. So.
Dope.
Cool.
Born and raised in Houston, but you know this build right here, like why this one specifically out of all the options you could do?
Well, it was my first car, so I just kind of made the best of what I could do with it, and just I didn't even know what a Grand National was until somebody was like, "Hey, you should paint it black," and then I was like, "Oh yeah, cool, just a black car."
Dude.
And then they're like, "No, it'd be something different. It'd be a Grand National." And then I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And then started off from there. I was probably 17 years old.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you had the car for almost like 15 years.
Almost 15 years now.
Shit.
Yeah, so
That's crazy.
it's a long time.
Yeah, that's one thing too. Like people our age, I feel like they don't hold on to vehicles like that for that long.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people that like buy them, they'll build them for a year, quote unquote build. And then they're already off to like the next project. They're like, hey, anybody want to buy my wheels? And so there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't know. I just feel like you and I, especially, we see eye to eye on like the build itself, and we see the potential that these old beaters have, and then we turn them into beauties.
Yeah, it's all about building something that's going to be timeless, you know, something that's just going to look cool forever and ever. And, oh, you can change this subtly, you know, but it only adds to it.
Hell
like
yeah.
LEDs, I mean, who doesn't want LEDs on their car?
Bro, I love LEDs.
Like
everywhere.
So
I actually was thinking about putting some underneath the car, but I don't know. I want it to be classy.
like some underglow?
Yeah, I want it to be classy. I don't need like the whole rainbow effect happening.
That would be cool. Very Fast and the Furious. Fast and the Furious kind of did it for me too, getting into cars, you know.
Yeah, true.
I always went to cars as like car shows with my pops when I was younger. You know, he'd always take me like as a little kid. Man, I'm talking about a little kid, and that was cool. That's kind of really what got me into cars initially.
Yeah,
you know,
spending time with your dad. Hell yeah,
from like a tot.
That's dope, dude.
Just like a little whipper.
Yeah, I bet it's like super relatable to a lot of people, like spending time with their pops or even their mom. You know, like
exactly.
Because of course, women that do support these hobbies, these passions, they see the end till death do us part. You know, like.
Yes, sir.
So tell me, bro, what is like the favorite part of your build? Like, if you had to name one specific thing, or like a piece, or a modification, or whatever, like, what would be your favorite part of your build?
Man, that's a tough one because I like it all. I like everything just kind of for what it is individually, and But as far as just getting in it, hanging out, doing my thing, listening to music, jamming. I mean, there's so many things. You know? But one specific thing,
if you can.
One specific thing, it would probably be my headliner, man. I feel like my headliner just came out the best.
Oh, dude,
that's just one of my favorite things. You're in the car.
We'll cut to a clip of the headliner right here. Y'all check this out.
Definitely,
like, so. Where did you get this done at again? The headliner?
I got it off a place called Paxton in the Hood in Southwest Houston.
Cool.
So
yeah, if you guys are like looking for an upholster,
local place.
Yeah, if y'all are looking for like an upholster, you know, I'll put the info in the description. I'll get it off of Lewis, and if you guys are in need of that in Houston, this dude hooked it up.
His name is Paxter. He was quick, good on price. Yeah, it was Paxter Upholstery. Yeah, and they're like Guatemalans or something, man. They're good.
Oh, so you know they got the job done.
Yeah, they were cold, man.
Hell yeah,
that's for sure.
That's awesome.
So,
so the headliner is your favorite part.
Headliner.
What? Tell the viewers like what engine you have in there.
All right,
what's hiding under the hood?
I have a 350 small block. I got it off Jegs on like a Black Friday deal.
Oh, brand new.
Brand new crate engine. It had but it was just a long block. So before it had just the V6, the NA, the non-turbo version of this car. Yeah. Which the Grand National does. That's why everybody's like, oh, it's a Grand National, but it really never was. It was just an NA Buick Regal 3.8. nothing too fancy.
Yeah.
You know, it just A to B, had no power, it was slow.
Yeah.
And then that one blew on me. It blew on me with 266,000 miles on it. I was on the way to work and it just popped.
That's still good though.
Done. Yeah. So then the car sat for a little bit, probably for like a year, maybe 2.
Yeah.
You know, gathering the parts, picking a direction.
There you go.
I could have gone LS. LS was on the table, but I didn't have LS money, of course, at that time when I was doing the build.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, man.
Afford what you comfortably can.
Exactly.
You know?
So
especially when it comes to a car.
Yeah, man. I mean, 350 built America, 350 small block. It's
true.
It's proved itself time and time again. Anywhere you can get parts, it's legit. I mean, it's a classic car. Of this time era, it probably would have been a common thing to swap the 350 small block into this car.
True.
This car never came with the 350 or like a V8 G. This Buick's never came with a V8. Monte Carlos did. They had a 305. It's like a 5.0 or something. I don't know. Don't get me lying on that one. Don't hate me on this one, Monte Carlo.
Somebody fact check.
Someone don't tear me up on that one. I don't know, but there's so many. I think only one of them comes with the big block, and that's the Hurst Olds. But don't quote me on that. Okay. I don't know.
We won't hold it to you.
Yeah, man. So, but
let's take a
cheers, man.
Small commercial break, guys.
So then.
Refreshing.
Yeah, man.
Trying
to remember when we got the cars painted. Like what? 2014, 2013 or something like that?
Yeah, dude, it's been a while since we got them painted.
It's been a while, so.
I mean, your paint's obviously holding up because you got a beautiful garage to like keep her in and out of the elements. And mine, she's just sitting out front and like in front of the garage, but like getting just
every car
shit
guy's
on
dream
from
to have a garage for their baby, right? I mean, it's just who doesn't want a garage?
Straight up. So
it's probably one of my favorite things to sit out here and drool over it. You know.
Yeah, man. Guys who have garages or just people in general, like. What annoys me too is like when they have a garage, but it's just essentially going to waste. Like they have it, it's hoarded out, and there's just a bunch of shit.
I mean, but you know, life. They call it life. Sometimes that's the excuse, or sometimes that's the motivation. Who knows? Depending on the individual.
That's true.
It's
So then, for the build though, what wheels did you go with? Like
I went with weld wheels. Actually,
weld wheels. Okay.
Yeah, weld wheels. I always had Rally, just plain Jane stock Rally wheels on it. They came back in. They came off the showroom floor. They're just they're Rally wheels. There's nothing fancy about them. So then I got Pro Stars in the rear with Mickey Thompson's, the slicks.
Gotcha.
The ET Street tires, just for the look, you know, for the stance of it. That changed the whole dynamic of it. The stance.
Dude, yeah, the stance on this thing is sick.
Yeah, so in the rear, I plugged this one in there. I went 255, 60, 15 on a 15x8. You're welcome, guys.
I would say you better replay that back if you're trying to get those specs,
man. So that's it. Yeah.
Quit hitting his DM, blowing that shit up.
Roll the fender. There it is. And then in the front, I don't know the number on them, but they're like a S60 something from Weld as well.
Yeah.
So I ordered these from Jags, the Pro Stars. They had them on the shelf. I ordered them on like a Wednesday. They were there on a Thursday or something like that, or on a Friday. It was cool. Yeah, they got there quick.
Really?
Yeah, the wheels were there before the tires. And then
yo, shout out Jags. Like that's good service right
there.
Yeah,
man, Jags is definitely legit. Plug them in. And then let's see. The fronts, like S60 somethings, I don't remember the exact number. Order those, but right when I ordered them, they just came out. They actually didn't start making them. There was some Mustang drift car out there that had them originally.
Really?
And I was like, damn, man.
Is that where you saw them?
That's where I seen them, yeah, originally. And I was like, damn, man, that's just a badass wheel.
Yeah.
So I always liked the two different style wheels, you know, like a set of 4 everybody does, you know, it's cool. But I was like, for this one, man, let me make it a little different. And that now is just, I could have bought a set of skinnies or Pro Stars, but everybody does that. To me, that's just not me, you know?
Gotcha.
So
okay.
I was like, let me just do that. That and Chan, shout out Chan one time. I seen him with 2 different sets of wheels. I thought that shit was dope.
Chan, old school.
Shout out Chan. So him and his suit.
So then, since, you know, the wheels are one of the top favorites, what would you say is like one of your pet peeves about the build itself? Like what's
pet peeves?
Yeah, something that keeps bothering you, or like you wish they didn't design it this way, or
I mean, I absolutely love the car, so it runs and drives perfect to me. And then, but pet peeves, man, I mean, it can always ride smoother. Everything can always ride smoother, and it can always have more power, of course.
What's the furthest you've actually driven the car?
Furthest I've driven the car is to Cuero, Texas. And that was Cuero, Texas.
Where the?
That's out there by from here. I want to say it's like probably 300 to 400 miles south.
Really?
Yeah.
So you drove it there.
Drove it there.
What
drove
was
it back.
out there?
We were on a mission, man. It was just
picking up some parts.
Picking up something, man.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, we went out there. We crashed. We didn't crash the car, but we just knocked out for the night. That's how late it was.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. Shit.
Yeah, and then came back. Yeah, it was a good little ride, but it ran good. No problems after that. Yeah, I mean, shortly after the transmission messed up on me, the 200R.
Yeah.
And then.
Why do you think it was just time? Because that was a stock one, wasn't it?
Actually, I don't even think it had a 200R. I think it had a 200TH, just the Turbo Hydromatic or whoever makes that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know the name of that brand, but that one blew up. Just the original transmission.
Gotcha.
So that one went. And when that one went, I actually got it replaced. And then shortly after, the engine blew up. So
Ooh.
it was like, damn, double whammy.
Oh, so that was back in the stock setup.
That was back in the very stock setup.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. So it wasn't anytime now with
no,
the
man,
current
not
state.
at all. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that was still in the original paint. Before it was black.
Yeah.
You know, the Before It Was Black Chronicles. We can say that for another day. Yeah.
True, that's a whole nother video.
That's a whole nother video right there.
Golly.
Yeah.
So then, okay, so I guess we can kind of talk about it. You broke a transmission when you got back, essentially. Like,
yeah.
it wouldn't go into gear.
It would just slip. It had like a long kick.
Oh,
you know?
okay, it slipped.
It would shift into, I guess, going into overdrive. There was no overdrive, so it was just higher in the RPMs. It wasn't.
Ooh, so you think that was like your last what's the term, your maiden voyage with the stock setup, right? Was that?
Yeah, definitely.
And then that's when you just
no, it was when the engine went, because I actually replaced the transmission.
Oh, so you replaced the transmission?
Yeah, replaced transmission. I just got a rebuild on it.
Yeah.
Took it to A1 transmission.
Okay.
They did a good job. Everything was legit. And then had no issues with the transmission. Really had no issues after that. It's just, I guess it was time for the.
Yeah, and then the motor just went.
Yeah, the motor just went.
So that's when it was time. You're like, all right, let's get the 350.
Yeah.
Hop on Jegs. I'm gonna do my research.
Yeah, just did my research, and to be honest, when I bought it, I didn't even know that if it would fit. You know, it was just kind of like in theory, these mounts work for this. Monte Carlos came with them, so it's the same chassis.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true.
So I was like, if that fits, then.
Man, Montes, they look so clean too.
Montes are clean, you know.
Hell yeah.
That's what everybody calls this one. It being a Buick Regal, everybody calls it a Monte Carlo. So.
All right, so for the amount of years that you've owned and built this car, and you've been through the hiccups and the positives, of course, would you recommend, let's say, a younger cat trying to get into the car lifestyle to tackle this type of build?
In the long run, yes. I would definitely tell them, if you're going to think 10 years down the road, 15 years down the road, yes.
Yeah.
If you can think that, yeah. And have that type of patience, yes.
Like I said, which most of us don't.
Most of them don't. So. But, I mean, technically at the end of the day, it's all on what you want. You got to ask yourself, what do I want to do with the car? That was the question that was constantly asked to me. So
True. That's always, it's like, sometimes we just don't have the end goal. No. It's like asking us what we want to do for a career, right? Like when we're 18 years old, it's like, how do you,
whatever the case may be,
how do you answer that?
So that's why I say, like, you got to build something that's going to drive, number one. I'm not a show up, pull it off the trailer, park it. Like, that's not me.
You want to be able to drive.
I want to drive,
to the event. Or to
drive
the
it, put gas, kind of worry about it. I've had my worries, you know, but she's actually like, I don't think she's ever really left me. Like, I had to call a tow truck to, hey, come get me.
I feel like no matter what, there's always, even if you do have a newer vehicle too, you just never know when you might need a tow truck.
Yeah, so. True. So it's just one of those things. But
yeah, that's true.
I mean, she's pretty reliable. She's faithful. I mean, she's good. So old, reliable, and turnkey, drive her anywhere, change the oil.
Yeah.
Like on summer days, like back before I got it all tuned up and everything, and it would run a little hot. It would get in like the 195, 200 range, but that's not hot for these.
To be expected.
I mean, I mean, that's just kind of running hot. That's the hottest. I mean, I've seen 210, you know, on hot days. Yeah. Sitting in traffic, but even then, that's still not bad.
True.
Yeah.
Fuck it. No, especially with the aftermarket install you did on the radiator and the fans.
All
like,
that, yeah. I mean, I still want to swap it out.
She's locked out.
Yeah. They have better setups out there, which, it's just a little bit at a time,
Oh, yeah. I mean, shit. It gets the job done, though.
Yeah. I'm not getting paid to build the car or anything. It's just for my enjoyment. And then I do enjoy it,
Yeah, it's all from the heart, man.
Yeah, man. It's all
true passion for it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's dope. So, I mean, the viewers can't necessarily see from this angle, but the way that we're facing, do you want to like tell them another build that you're in the process of, or would you have another build?
Oh man, I got all types of toys, man. I have
another
one of these.
The next, the next project. What would be like the most exciting thing that you would, if you were to do another build?
On this one, it's like I don't know, man. I'm still kind of torn on what I want it to be, or how I want it to go, or what I want it to look like, or anything. You know what I mean?
True.
I don't know. I'm not like a lowrider type guy, so it's not gonna be like that type of build. But who knows? I mean, maybe 5 years down the road, I might want to do a lowrider build.
There you go. Well, the cool thing you were telling me too, like a while back, was the price for kind of like a stock G body. Like they still go for like 25 to 30 on the high, like a good drivable, but you can get one on the low for like 2. Yeah. So then, if you, like you were saying, you wanted to do that lowrider vibe, like it wouldn't be nothing to find another one.
Yeah, true.
Would you say they're pretty common, like a body style?
Yeah, definitely. They're going up in price now. It just kind of depends.
Yeah.
I don't know with the whole Corona thing, if everybody's scared to buy or scared to sell what, So it's just really letting the market balance out.
What do you daily drive?
I daily drive a 97 Silverado truck. Nothing fancy. It's plain Jane. It just has like a little lift on it. Like just it floods here in Houston, so you got to be ready.
That's true.
You got to be able to make it home. Don't want to be stuck at all that intersection. Pop a curb, go.
Gus, hold on.
Fucking Gus. Pinche Gus.
We'll take 2 seconds.
Take two.
Here's a fun one that I thought of the other day. Question was, out of all the events and car shows you've been to, which one would you say has been your favorite, kind of memorable?
Man, I am a fan of the Week Fest shows. They just put on a good show, good turnouts every year for the most part.
Hell yeah. Shout out Week Fest, man.
Week Fest, plug Week Fest.
They're pretty organized then, like when it comes to all the staging.
Definitely. It's just, to me, that's just the best of the best, the best show at Week Fest. That's like what it is. You'd only show probably once a year at Week Fest and probably get away with whatever, Yeah. I don't know, but
it's definitely good vibes when you go to Week Fest and you're in the environment with the people.
Shout out to the fam, APOC one time. Gotta shout out to the fam.
Yes, sir.
They make the event good. That's what it's about.
Everybody in the car club, man.
It's fun. It's definitely fun. It's big old looking at cars and hanging out with your boys. That's what it's all about, really, I guess.
That's true. You're right about that, dude. Yeah. But man, one of the events that I want to go to for sure would be I think it's Soho or Soho or it's I think it's out in Georgia.
I know which one you're talking about, man. Yeah.
They might have canceled it. Who knows? Because I know a lot of the like burnouts and just like really getting too rowdy and like throwing house parties and just kind of trashing the area that was around the meet.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not necessarily a good look for us car people because cops and loud exhaust and they already dislike everything. But
I mean, for like my type of builds and what I like, I wouldn't mind going to like LS Fest,
Oh, that would be tight.
Something like that, just anything LS, of course, is cool.
What we should do, dude? We should fucking get some SEMA tickets and like
SEMA would be cool.
Plan a little Airbnb just to stay out there for like 2 days, bro. 2 days, 1 night, right? Or would you want to do 3 days, 2 nights?
I'd probably want to go out there as long as possible.
Well, I think it's a week-long event, though.
Yeah.
But we don't necessarily need it because as big as the event is,
earlier days,
So let's do. I think 3 would be enough because
would be good,
if you're there for 5 days, you'd probably be like, all right, we already seen this and that.
I'm gonna be late the whole time, so
we gotta spread the money, out for those 3 days.
Of course, everything's expensive over there.
Yeah, for sure, dude. So we gotta factor in tickets, food, and then
edibles, of course.
Yeah, hotel stay.
No smoke. Well, I might get some smoke. I'm sure I will.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean. There's plenty of things to do out there, but for sure the show, we got to add that to the bucket list, man. Here's a fun question to kind of throw in the mix. Do you take your car to get washed, or do you wash it yourself?
Oh, man. I will geek out hard on a car. Like, cleaning a car, I'll make it an all-day event. So I'll wake up, clean the car. The initial cleaning of the car probably takes about an hour. And that's like clean, scrubbing, dried, wheels clean.
It's about right.
Yeah. And then I'll spend another probably 3 to 5 hours polishing, buffing, everything, you know.
So it's an all day thing
It's
when
an
you
all-day
do
thing.
want to clean the car.
Yeah, definitely. I gotta.
You ever do just any like quick rinse down soap only and let it dry?
Nah, I never let it air dry. I never dry it with a towel. I always dry it with the blower.
With the blower.
So that
secret,
prevents swirl. You know, less swirl action, less this motion.
Yeah.
The less swirl you see. Every day is a learning process. I tell myself, and this is me personally, is if I can't learn something new every day, whether it be about myself, about a situation, whether it be about anything, you know, whatever the case may be, new tool, I could do this a little better to be more efficient, or maybe I can try this, whatever. It's all about learning and knowledge and retaining the knowledge. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
So.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Because I feel like, especially with the way that our society's grown up on, like our attention spans are so.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I'm kind of all over the place too, but.
So now to like actually retain the info is a whole another ballpark.
Yeah.
Like you can consume it really quickly and then but let me ask you a week later if you still remember the bolt pattern for the
whatever,
this and that, like whatever it might be, you know, what type of synthetic so there's that as well, and it's just
it's always good to write stuff down or keep receipts or
dude, I'm a huge
have just
writer.
like have a folder, you know. And if you buy something or order and it worked or it didn't work, you know.
Yeah.
And if somebody asks you, I'm pretty good about, like, if somebody asks me something, I'm good about getting an answer back to them, or
That's
hey,
good.
This worked for me, you know, just to pass on the knowledge. You know, I'm not like
that's what it's about.
I don't like to think I'm an arrogant person, but who knows? I don't know. Who knows how this sounds after this? But if you pretty much ask me a question, I'm gonna tell you to my best ability or all of it. You know, I'm gonna give you the answer if I feel like.
I respect that.
And if I don't know, I'm gonna tell you I don't know either. So.
Yeah. No, that's really
way,
for sure.
But,
that's how it is with me too. Like a lot of people ask me, "Hey, what part did you use?" or like, "What's this and that?" or "Where did you source that?" So I try to like keep a log or like a track or you know, I have like on my computer too. I have a list of links.
Parts list,
yeah, that I can just copy paste
on my old phone. I had a nice little healthy list of just everything I bought, tire size. Like I would even go as far as. Like, when I took the engine apart, I just seen somebody say, like, a Ziploc bag. Like, they put all their bolts in a Ziploc bag, write them on it.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And that's it. And then I took everything apart, and then a year or two probably passed, but I still had the bags with everything written on them.
Yeah. The Sharpie didn't fade at all on you?
Sharpie didn't fade. I kept them in here. I kept them in bags. I, like, stacked them. I had them all, like, this. I
lined
labeled.
Up,
yeah, man. It was kind of weird. Like, going through the process of swapping an engine out and learning and what's going to work. And
that's a whole other experience in itself right there, dude.
Definitely. So
mad respect for sure.
Yeah, man. It's just, but these are like real simple, man. Because I went mechanical fuel pump. Nothing too that wasn't out of the ordinary. Like electrical water pump. I still got radiator. It's like a factory car. It drives like factory. It just has a little more giddy up.
Yeah. Hey, that's what you want.
So from when I first got it and it rode like a dog, it was slow. To now, it's like it's enjoyable. It's fun. And especially now,
you just got it tuned.
Yeah, I just got it tuned and everything after all of it.
Dialed in.
Yeah.
She's running strong.
Yeah, man. Me and my pops dropped her in. My dad, we did the good old Rampart tuning, you know, the Guerrero tune by ear.
Yeah.
It was like we thought we were in time and we were actually horribly off.
What'd you say? It was like 22?
It was, 20, all right, so
26
in total timing, you went from like 32 to 36 degrees. And that's all the way wrapped out. You want to max out at like 32. So I had 12. I was 12 degrees out of timing.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know
That's not too bad.
I don't know if that was negative or advanced, but I mean it ran okay, I guess, you know. But it wasn't like how it is now. It's fun. It's enjoyable now.
I gotcha.
Yeah, man. I mean, she does fat, smoky burnouts, all that. You just really got to kind of catch it right, you know, floor it, lock her up.
Yeah.
Do that, but she spins pretty good. She's fun. In the rain, she's fun. Definitely.
Oh man, that's dope.
Yeah, but down the road cruiser, I just wanted a cruiser, man. I just wanted something I could drive from. I still got that Cali dream of driving it from here to Cali. You know, that's a long ride.
That would be a fun cruise.
Texas is a long ride. That'd
shout out Donnie, the boy Donnie's done.
Donnie's a G dog. Donnie and David, they got a story right there, man. That's just the coolest story.
For sure.
But that's what it's about, man. I mean, technically, it's you meet so many great people along the road of cars. There's so many great car people out there, you know?
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of dudes. There's a lot of car chicks, too. You know, you'd be surprised. There's chicks that I've met that I'm just, like, blown away with their knowledge of cars. I'm like, wow, I'm actually, like, kind of impressed. You know?
It is interesting and cool to just see the diversity in people.
It's one of those hobbies, man, you know? So, but it's cool. Who doesn't like... I just like anything with a motor on it, man. Whether it be a give me a lawnmower 350 on it. You know, I'm gonna love it, or like anything like that.
That's dope, dude.
Yeah, man.
Such a beautiful build, man, for sure.
For sure, Black Betty, man. Black Mirror, the Grand Regal.
Man, you know what we should do is if this video gets like, let's say, 50 likes, right?
Something.
50
I don't
likes.
even know
Let's
how
do
many
50 likes.
Just 50 likes.
If it does 50 likes, we'll shoot like a whole dope fucking. We'll shoot a whole dope video on it.
Yeah,
just let the viewers see like all the cinematic slow-mo badass, like burnouts included, of course. Like everything. Probably to be the opening scene, honestly,
big
if we were to.
Smoky burnout, Smoky one-wheel pill.
Because especially with the tune, like she's running solid. So
she's running good, man. She's good. Definitely.
I think 50 likes is fair, man. Yeah. If we see 50 likes on this podcast, that'd be dope. We'll shoot a whole separate video on this bad boy. So.
Nah, man.
All right, so we're back after a couple intermissions, but appreciate you guys watching. Y'all be sure to check out Lewis's IG. I'm gonna put it like right here in the middle so y'all can look at it. LG for the win for people that are audio listeners, and appreciate your time, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Y'all be sure to like and subscribe, man. Hit that notification. Let us know what you guys want to see, and if this video again, like I said, hits 50 likes, man, we're gonna hit a
50 likes.
Dope ass cinematic video for this thing.
That's it.
Peace.
Later.